then I suppose I'd better turn mine off.
Might be a good idea.
The title screen has this great rock guitar solo in the background, accompanied with some drums.
No. You're breaking my spirit already. It's got to be a long night. So it's 5 hours of fishing, right?
Yes, exactly. Let's just hop over to my profile, because I played a bit yesterday.
So you cheated.
Exactly, I've cheated. I brought up 3 tons of fish already. Yep. Completed 5 tasks.
Oh.
And I also like that apparently there's a game time and a real time. Why does this matter at all? I don't understand.
Just so you know how much time you've wasted on this game, I guess.
Is that a sprat? That it is.
We have 2 boats. In Pescadore that I've named, and Sandra that I figured that I would let the stream chat name.
Pescadore.
We also have a crew actually. Michael, George, Freddy and Walter.
Yep, they're fishermen.
We also have a captain. Who we can change the look of slightly.
I like that look.
Let's see, oh there we go. Beard up a bit.
Yes. Bring the beard.
And then we have the dynamic fish market. Look at all them fish. Sole and dab and cod, tuna and turbot, prawns, herrings. Yep.
I take it that you race across the world and fish with this selection, because if you find all of these in the same place, then you are a damn good fisherman.
Yes, you can actually fish everywhere, more or less. Because here are the target areas. For example, the North Sea coast, which you should be familiar with. Also the Finnish coast. The Mediterranean coast around Spain, which, if you ask Resident Evil Revelations, is roughly the same place.
Why is the lobster red?
Because it comes pre-cooked.
It comes pre-cooked from the sea. Good to know.
Yes. Now, basically, depending on your equipment and how far you've gotten in the game, you have access to different fishing missions. So let's start with something super simple. Let's head out into the North Sea and do a surface line fishing for herring. Herring is great, right? And yes, Frankenstein, I'm going to do my best to try and catch some fish sticks. I love fish sticks so much.
So you can get some mackerel and you can get occasional cod. Sounds about right. That is more or less what you can pull up around here.
So since we're using a surface line, we can't go backwards, because that would bunch up the line and cut it to shreds, and that would be bad. So
off we go.
We have a horn, and we can turn on the floodlights, like in front. The interesting thing is that our captain will actually do stuff. You can tell that he will actually pull levers and press buttons inside his little command hut there.
I can see that.
It's pretty great. So let's bring up the map by pressing space, and we can see with the help of our sonar where the fish are hiding.
Oh, that's always fun. Sonar fishing.
Alright, so apparently we want to head southwest. Now they made one minor mistake in that they don't actually give you a compass. So you sort of have to navigate it by where the landmass is.
There's always something, isn't there?
Yep. Now you can see some green circles there out on the sea. Thing is that if you press H, I believe, you can hide those. And if you press H once, you get the green circles, which means that this is a general area of fish. If you press it again, you will also activate the yellow zones that show exactly where large skulls of fish are hidden.
Right. So it's simulator-ish.
Yes, you basically get a fish objective marker if you want it. You can, of course, play with that shut off if you want the true experience.
I mean, it's more or less an overlay of the sonar anyway, so...
Yeah.
The sonar is quite effective for fishing. Honestly, it is. Have you ever gone sonar fishing?
No, I'm afraid that I have not. I'm more of a dockside fisher.
And you call yourself Scandinavian?
Hey now. I live on the East Coast, bro. We don't do fish.
We don't do fish, no.
Actually, we sort of do, but... not to the extent that you West Coasters do.
I don't really live on the West Coast, though, do I? I live kind of...
Norway is the West Coast.
Oh, all of Norway is the West Coast, right.
Right, there we go. We already have 212 kilograms of fish, because the surface line is ludicrously effective. Now, strangely enough, the more advanced tool you use, the slower catching is.
Yes, nothing but cod and immortal jellyfish.
Here we can see on the sonar that there's apparently a school of fish that isn't shown on the map until we get close enough. Now those little catch spots are usually richer in fish than the big overfished spots that we can see on the map.
So, how do you pull the fish off your line into your cargo hold?
We don't actually have to worry about that if we are using a surface line. It's only first when we get more advanced tools that we will have to play around with that stuff.
Right, so now they're just magically transported into your cargo hold as soon as they bite.
Well, I think it's more that they're still on the line.
Oh, right.
We simply don't pull in the line until we have all those 550 kilograms of fish out there. No wonder our boat is so slow.
That's really not a lot of fish, though. Especially fishing in the North Sea, that's like 10 fish.
Badass fish.
Okay, you're fishing for herring, so I guess it's a lot of herring, but
Yeah.
cod and other similar shit going on in the North Sea gets to quite ridiculous sizes from time to time.
Yeah. My favorite fish in that regard is the Pacific sea bass. Those things are ludicrous. Because, I mean, when I, as a Swede, think bass, I think of those small things that you catch in rivers and lakes that are like, you know, about as big as 2 palms put together, roughly.
Yeah.
I mean, a few 100 grams of fish. But those freaking Pacific sea bass, they get to be 6 to 9 feet in length.
Yeah.
The biggest ever caught weighed nearly half a ton. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah.
Is that even a bass anymore?
Oh yeah, look at this. The biggest cod caught recorded is 96 kilograms for a cod. That's
Yum!
That's a serious piece of cod.
That's a lot of fish sticks.
It really is. And it was roughly 2 meters.
Oh man. I would like to have seen the face both of the fish and the fishermen as they reel that in.
So, when do we get to the part where we have to kill Jaws?
We're gonna need a big boat.
I don't think we ever will, I was about to say. Let's see, Gnap is noting that apparently a piece of the HUD is cut off. That's not good.
It might be, I'm unsure. I've been playing so much Silent Hunter that I
Let's
just...
look into that, shall we?
I just assumed that you could pull it up when you needed it. I've been playing too much Silent Hunter. I see a sea, I am getting my torpedoes ready. Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Ah, apparently the game is lying then, as usual, because I'm running it at 1280 by 720, but apparently it's not 1280 by 720. Oh, Unity, you and your non-standard resolutions that screw everything up.
Also, it's made in Unity as well. Joy.
Yep. Unity 3D, baby. That's where we make the simulators these days. Mission complete!
Oh.
You made a great catch.
You made a catch. Dee.
Turnover accounted. We got a lot of herring, a lot of mackerel, and a lot of cod.
Yeah, sounds about. Although I would say, I would think that doing a surface line, you would get that much cod, as they are likely to just lay about in the bottom and do jack shit. But hey,
that's why we need to use a ground line. Catch all them cod.
But he got nearly as much cod as mackerel, but hey.
Yeah. So let's try some fish traps. Crab. And in this case, you don't actually set the traps. You only pick them up.
Oh, well.
And now we're going to play around with the wonderful little booms.
If you catch a mackerel in a fish trap, then that thing is dead and rotting before you pick it up. Maybe eaten by the crabs.
I was about to say, it's probably become dinner, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see. We sorted on the wrong side of the island apparently. That is a tiny lighthouse.
It's a tiny island.
Just because your island is small doesn't mean that you can build all the buildings in miniature as a joke.
You obviously can. So I take it you're not in Scandinavia anymore?
No, now we're at the coast of Spain.
Okay, I don't know
Mediterranean.
much about the... Because if you were close to Scandinavia, you would not be able to sail this close to land.
You can actually see the bottom, and you can get damaged and wreck shit. Most importantly, if you run into the traps, then they will get damaged and eventually destroyed, and then you can't finish the mission.
Eventually.
Well, you know, metal on metal.
You have room for 10 crabs, it seems, or am I reading this wrong?
Yep, we need to pick up all 10.
The text is a bit...
Elker asked me to honk the horns, and I would gladly oblige. Interesting thing is that since the captain has to finish his little animation, there is actually a delay before the horn sounds after you press the button, which caught me a bit off guard first time, because I didn't know the controls, so I was basically trying things out, and suddenly the horn sounded, and I went, whoa! What button was that? Alright, let's activate the boom. There we go. Open up storage door.
Boom! Right! Activated! Oh, oh well. That is some speedy boom operation right there.
I am pro snedig.
Crustacean traps stored in first hold. In the hold, sorry. Damn. What depth are these at? Half a meter.
Well, you know, shallow waters and all that.
You want to go to somewhat deeper waters if you want crabs of any, size and not just the, half a gram crabs. There's not much food on them.
Maybe the Spaniards prefer small crabs, I don't know.
Yeah, they eat them as peanuts.
That will be the best. Peanut crabs. Very expensive.
Very crunchy.
Just toss them in there and show down. Chomp, chomp, chomp.
I mean, you'd be hard pressed to get any food out of something you pulled up of this depth. Okay.
So this is how we go crab fishing as a family in the summers when you're in Sweden. You know, you just take a piece of string and some fish meat on the other end and you just dangle it off the dock.
Yes, but that's just for shits and giggles. That's not for...
No, we do this industrially. Hand-fished crabs.
That's not for feeding. That's just, oh, look at this, we have crabs.
Well, I can arrange that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I was going to say that sounded a bit bad, but you know what I mean.
By the way, Shining, you might have accidentally muted your microphone, or you're being unusually quiet today. Just putting that out there.
It's
Yeah,
just-
sorry. Apparently, I'm not as knowledgeable about fishing as I thought.
What can you tell us about fishing, Johnny?
Well, my dad used to fish when he was younger,
You live under the sea, you should know something.
and that's about it, I guess. I think when I was younger, I might have gone fishing like with a classmate once, but we didn't catch anything.
You see
Yeah, I
that?
think the problem was we apparently... I think we waited for like 15 minutes or so. Nothing really happened, and then all of a sudden the line started twitching, and we thought, hey, we finally caught something. But we weren't actually able to actually see the line in the water, and then we realized apparently the hook was stuck to my shoe the entire time. So I guess all things considered, that's probably one of the better places for the hook to get stuck.
I was about to say,
Yes.
that is a great story as well. I just want to put that out there. Fishing for 15 minutes with the hook set in your shoe. Yeah, I like it.
I've had hooks caught in various parts of my body, and yes, the shoe is a good choice. Because the buggers are designed not to go out again, and that's unfortunate when you catch yourself.
Dragnets. Those things are super dangerous. Wow, catch 875 kilograms of place with a normal net. That's going to take ages. I don't want to do that mission.
Well, I can understand why you would.
1200 kilograms of turbot. Who needs 1200 kilograms of turbot? I don't understand.
The Danes, probably. they eat that shit. Everything.
Okay, let's show off net fishing with a slightly easier mission up in the North Sea.
I like Akira Blossom's observation area. At certain camera angles, the boat looks like it's floating.
Well, it's better that than sinking.
Well, that is kind of the point, isn't it? I must say. Catch 200 kilograms of sprat. Yes.
Now we're in Sweden, though. Look at that. Or well, actually, technically speaking, we should be in northern Norway.
Yeah, and to be fair though, there isn't that much of a geological and general nature difference between Sweden and Norway. It's more or less the same. Some mountains and a lot of water and
Pine everywhere.
Pine. Actually, we're going to cut down our pines. We don't have that many pines left. We have fir trees. Spruces. Lots of birch.
Now we basically just lower our nets down like so.
And off we go.
And then, yeah.
Yeah, and the water in Scandinavia is not this clear. I just want to put that out there. Make that known.
Something's up with the camera, I think.
I like that. You can see the amount of fish on either side of your boat. Will you capsize if you overfish one side?
I wish you would. Now, with these simple sink nets, you can actually move backwards, which is handy if you, like me, screw up the fishing spot by mucking about. Catching a lot with the starboard net, but not much with the port. Oh, there we go.
This sea as well. I have never seen the North Sea this calm. I'll say that much.
I'm not sure how much in the way of weather is in the game, because I'm not entirely sure that the Unity 3D engine is very well fitted for dramatic waves.
Obviously. And Just realize your boat doesn't leave me wake.
It does leave a little wake.
That's just
If you drive faster, the water turns a bit white.
for roughly 1 meter.
We have a very small carbon name brand.
Doesn't have that much to do with carbon, though, does it?
I know. I tried to make joke.
Yes, never make jokes near me. You know, I will always analyze.
Whoa.
What did you do?
Oh hey, I can see the fish!
Hey!
Man, suddenly it was a lot easier to aim. Haha, take this, you bastards. Catch you all.
This is completely ridiculous.
I had no clue you could actually go beneath the surface of the water by moving the camera.
That just removes the water altogether. That's handy.
More interestingly, I didn't actually know that it rendered the fish. Look at that.
Render might be a strong word here.
Chomp, 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 chomp.
2D fish at their best. So do you have any time limits, or is it strictly when you have fish this weight you are done?
I think that there are time limits in some missions, because the manual speaks of time limits. It speaks of time limits.
Time limits are foretold in the manual of open sea fishing.
Yeah.
This isn't really open sea. I mean, this is coastal fishing, the game, man.
So far, yeah. I wonder why the camera's bugged out so horribly.
Because it's Unity.
I suppose. There we go.
Is it?
We got 232 kilograms out of 200. Let's see if the game gets angry now. No, wait, 245? What the hell? Where did those extra kilograms come from? New target area unlocked. Oh, the coast of Canada. And the Baltic. I really do love the idea of, you know, being able to fish in Northern Europe, the North Sea coast, the coast of Finland, but not the Baltic. What sea exactly is at the coast of Finland, if not the Baltic?
Well, you know.
Or are we on the other side of Finland, maybe?
You can fish around Hawaii.
Oh hey, now we're river fishing. And wow, we got 60 kilograms of fish before we even started. See, oh no, hey, look at that! We managed to get the other camera perspectives working. Oh man. Yes! Knoten. Wie viele Knoten macht wir?
Schiff gesichtet.
Ein Knot, Herr Kataloid. Vor, schnell!
Wahnsinnig. Wahnsinn. Oh god.
Open sea fishing in the fjords.
Yes. This game doesn't have the most descriptive name ever, does it? There is very little open sea for the open sea fishing game.
I like that there's a bit of a variety in the areas though in that regard.
Yes, yes. Just call it boat fishing.
You know. Let's see, where are we going anyway?
Up the fjords.
I wonder, is there any more fish in that direction? No, it doesn't seem to be. Can we turn the boat around here?
Let's find out.
It's going to be interesting.
Why are there fish on land?
Never heard of flying fish?
Yes, but not here. And they...
Let's see. Oh,
Last time I checked, the lungfish were not a saltwater species.
let's see here. We can. Yeah. There we go. I think this will let us make it. Turn the boat around, boys! Turn the boat around! Cliffs ahead!
I like how your line just breaks into segments as you're turning, because, well, you know, physics.
He only narrowly made it. Akira, I have not tried the game known as Anonymous Agony, no. I have seen a lot of screenshots from it though, and it looks absolutely amazing. Yep, I named it that. Whoa. Something is wrong with that house.
It does have something to do with fish, right? Around, or my language skills falling apart.
Yes, it means fisherman, but what is going on with that grey house? It is literally floating in the air.
Welcome to Norway.
Clearly, I do not know as much about my neighboring nations as I thought I did.
Yeah, this is a normal scene.
Once in a while, one of the houses just, you know, takes off.
Yeah. Fuck this, I'm out of here.
The house died on its way home to its home planet. Let's see, let's bring up the capture zone so we can see. Oh, hello. Never mind. We made a great catch.
Never mind.
Whoa. That's a decent payday for such a short mission. See, how much money do we have? We have 15 grand. That means that we can buy a bigger boat.
Yes.
We can actually buy the biggest boat.
Oh my.
And I'm not sure what's up with these. Since they're later in the list, but they're cheaper. I guess they're smaller but faster, maybe?
If I knew, I'd tell you.
Because the manual doesn't mention, I should just put that out there.
They seem look a bit wrong from this angle as well. So they kind of look compressed.
The Victoria in particular looks a bit, yeah.
Yes.
Unstable, maybe?
Perspective's a bit wonky, but
Alright, let's buy the most expensive boat.
and that's actually quite impressive to get a wonky perspective while photographing a 3D model.
That is probably actually just rendering on screen.
Yes.
Alright, so what do we name our new boat? U211. No.
Oh yeah, I can name our new boat. Was that the most expensive one? No.
Yes it is.
Oh.
I'm not sure why the 4th and 5th boats are cheaper, but...
How about Fish of the North Star?
Sadly that doesn't fit. Your boat does though. Let's see. We have a crap load of crew, goddamn.
Yes.
Then we have Dragnets. I really don't like Dragnets. And then there's the whole ground
What are you
line.
talking about? That movie was great.
The movie, maybe. Wait, swordfish fish traps?
What? What?
That's not how you do it. Alright. It's weird that sometimes it just says, no, you can't use this boat because reasons. I'm not entirely sure what's up with that. I mean, I have done Dragnet missions before with the ships we have, but it doesn't show up for some reason. And I don't know why. I just don't know. Well, let's hire all the crew we can. The thing is, if you fire a guy, he will be more expensive to rehire thanks to experience. But I've not figured out why you would ever fire anyone. Because from what I've been able to tell, you don't actually pay for them while they're there.
Well then.
Right, so the thing about this is that there's really no point in just not immediately lowering the booms. Because your nets cannot take damage from moving. Also, wow, this boat was noticeably bigger, holy shit. The scale did not really come across very well.
Nothing did, to be fair. Your boat. And some nice Comic Sans on the side.
Now the camera has gone crazy again. Let's see, wow, okay, the only fishing spot we know of is on the other side of the island. Why do we start over here? Let's see how fast this one is.
Where did we end up fishing? Was this the Mediterranean?
Hawaii, I think.
Oh, well, it looks surprisingly similar to the coast of Norway.
Suspiciously similar, one might say.
And Brazil.
Oh hey, new horn sound. I also like our creepy crew that just stands in a perfect formation here, just silently glaring at us. Something is up.
Oh, taking your nets on
I get the
board.
feeling that they're trying to do some sort of weird ritual.
Yeah.
They're trying to summon some sort of demon fish.
Oh wow, I love that pirate apple on the...
I think it's supposed to be a skull, but it looks more like a lemon to me.
Yeah, that might go. It's pirate fisherman. Yeah, another German.
The pirate's life is a life for me. But then I can fish in all 7 seas. Without paying tax.
Hey, the map actually shows us the area you're in. Maybe. Or maybe we just got lucky. Who knows?
This is pretty far. I also like that even the most expensive fishing boat only does like 5 knots.
Well...
This does not seem time cost efficient. Right. Spotted the area.
Remember to get your nets back in the water.
The floodlight lens flare goes straight through the ceiling of the boat. Oh man. Automatic perspective. Nets down.
I was just about to say, you are aware that you're closing in and your nets are still flailing about in the wind, but yes, good.
The nets, my friend, are flailing in the wind. Yes, they're flailing in the wind.
Well, there seems to be a lot of fish in this area.
Fish.
Fish.
Give fish. It's filled up nicely. We have large nets now too, do note. The thing is that you don't get to pick equipment for your missions or your boat, because apparently it just changes automatically depending on which boat you bring and what mission it is.
Wow, this thing goes crazy when you're going in reverse. This is proper fishing right here, just to keep going back and forth in a straight line with your nets out.
That's how the pros do it, man. Editor's note, this is not actually how the pros do it.
Preempting the comments.
This is exactly the sort of game where there will be YouTube comments. Like, there will be blood, only it's YouTube comments instead. People going, oh my god, you would never use a X in situation Y. Who is the retard who made this game?
Well, luckily, for once, those things are set for you, so you are.
I won't have to take responsibility this time.
Yes.
Though I'm pretty sure people are not going to realize that or even listen when I specifically said that that is the case, so they're going to blame me anyway.
Well, to be fair, who would? But...
I love when you switch from reverse to forward or from forward to reverse, just how the engine goes crazy.
And the guys on deck doesn't give a single fuck.
Well, they never do anything.
No. They're standing around though, looking pretty.
They're providing support. Come on, Captain, you can do it.
Fish it, fish it, fish it, fish it.
Fish all them fish.
Are we going to get it, or do
Almost
you
done.
need one more pass?
I think I'm gonna need one more pass. What if we pass it in reverse?
Yeah, what if?
The fishing speed demon. This is the sort of game I would really want to see a legit speedrun of. Just finish all fishing tasks in this game as quickly as possible.
Well, with any luck, maybe we'll even get a tool-assisted speedrun.
That's cheater.
I don't get tool-assisted speedruns, I really don't.
Well, some of them are just absolutely hilarious. That's something.
Mission complete! Let's bring your boat home. Wow! All that effort for 880 bucks. Great. Wonderful.
You got, what, 80 kilos of swordfish? That's what, half a swordfish getting caught in your net.
It was a very small one. Alright, here we go. Let's do a Dragnet mission, and I'll show you why the Dragnet missions are the worst. And that's probably the last mission we're going to do, because these take ludicrous amounts of time. Oh, we're fishing at night.
So this is what will be going on for the remaining 4 hours of the stream.
Yes. Now we actually have a reason to put our lights on.
Hey!
And the front floodlight hits the fucking boat, then what's the point?
So, you know, when they are doing manual labor on the boat, they can actually see what they're doing.
But I can't see where I'm going, and they never do any work.
No. Because this is supposed to be open sea fishing, so where we're going is kind of irrelevant.
What if there's another boat?
Then they have those lanterns on top, and I guess you should be able to, if you can't go any direction but towards the other boat, you should be able to find a solution.
You'd think so. But then you read about all those boat accidents where ships that are like 200 meters in length suddenly just slam into each other because apparently they didn't see one another. And you realize that there are a lot of people, drunk people most likely, piloting large boats, and that is really scary. So basically with the Dragnet you just drive over things. Then you hope to God that you actually catch something. Oh, I have no idea if there's an optimal speed or anything. I experimented quite a while yesterday because I had a Dragnet mission that lasted roughly 45 minutes. But I couldn't figure out any way to make it more efficient. Let's see here. A lot of fishing areas over there. Let's head in that direction, TM. So what can we see from the Ego perspective? Not much. So, let's switch topics. To fish!
Yes!
What's your favorite fish?
Kinda hate them all, to be honest.
Like a true Norwegian, he only fishes, he never eats them.
Yes!
Just kill the fish.
You do it for the murder, not for the food.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's true, kids. Oh man, that was a huge catch right there. Damn! Whoa, 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 whoa! That was several hundred kilograms in one go. Goddamn. Personally, as I've mentioned over these past few days, I'm really fond of Pangasius. It's a great fish.
I'm also utterly confused by a lot of fish chat because, you know, fish names, that's one of those things that I never really included in my vocabulary. At least my translated second and third language vocabulary is kind of lost that.
But we're not including shellfish, since that would be seafood, more than fish. Buttergrip apparently likes cod. Cod is a neat fish, I agree, but I try not to eat cod because the Norwegians, TM, are overfishing them at the moment.
Of course we are. We sell.
Norwegians are basically overfishing any fish that they can get their hands on, to be perfectly frank, but I mean, hey.
Yes, but you have to realize this, that Norwegian society is one of complete and utter nihilism, so overfishing is...
I just really like that... was it back in 2007 or something like that, when the Norwegian Fishery Association basically said there is a endless amount of fish in the sea, overfishing is not a thing, there's always more fish. And then in 2009 they went to the Norwegian state and requested subsidies because there's no more fish, we can't survive, help. It was this bizarre poetic justice that sadly meant that a lot of fish were dead.
Sadly, yeah, what are they going to use them for?
I
mean, we use them to feed our cattle, but that's about it.
Yeah, we actually do that, well, we did in Sweden for a long time, but we tried to move away from that. Apparently, of those 750 kilograms we got, we only got to keep 338, okay. Sure, fine, jeez. Oh, mackerel fish traps.
What?
How? I'm confused. Man, I want to do that drag line. Why can't I do drag lines? Well, that went by a lot quicker than I thought. It only took like, what, 6 minutes?
Yes, so obviously you fucked up yesterday.
Well, I'm pretty sure I didn't. It's just that I didn't get any fish. I went over the damn things repeatedly at roughly the same speed I did here, but I didn't catch anything. I don't know why.
Maybe you had your net up.
You can't actually control the net at all. I tried. I also checked the manual. There was nothing. What's with all these people eating fish curry? Can't you just eat a fish dish?
Why would you? It's horrible.
We realized you are not a fan.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
His hatred for fish would be his undoing.
I don't mind. Also, though, I do prefer hunting since I can actually eat the results.
Just take you along on a fishing trip and you just pull up the biggest damn fish and everyone's cheering. You're like, what's even the point of this thing? I don't get it. It's not like you can eat it or anything.
Guess I'll have to buy a cow and feed it.
That's the only reason he fishes. To feed all his other animals. Also, wow, we got a ludicrous amount of fish in that one pass.
I use the fish to lure in the moose.
Well, you can do that with bear, I know. They do that. They actually put salmon out in the forest. And a bear goes, oh hey, salmon on land. How convenient.
Though bear hunting is kind of frowned upon since we have like 4 of them left.
Oh man. Man, and now they're telling stories that you can't actually buy a fish.
How does that even work?
Because they don't have fishmongers.
Still,
I mean, over here in Scandinavia, I mean, even our grocery stores basically have a fish department. Where there's just fish laid out. You can just go, yes, I want 30 pounds of salmon, please. And they just bring out a 30-pound salmon, slam it down on the desk and you go, yeah, sure, here you go.
And then they slap a price tag on it and off you go.
Yep. Man, there's a really good fish desk at the grocery store that Frankenstein and I visited. That is the one that is slightly further away. I mean, they sell pretty much everything. I mean, I've seen some really curious looking fish on ice over there.
Yes, there are interesting looking fish, and yes, that's why I end up with aquariums instead of, you know, fish dishes.
Yep, and as Frank and Dan mentioned, they usually just have a huge fish just lying there to remind everyone, hey, you should buy fish.
Yes, that seems to be a thing in Scandinavia though, doesn't it? Every store just has this one dead fish on ice. Just lying there on display.
In that grocery store there are actually lots of them.
Yes.
Like dozens, sometimes hundreds if you count all the smaller ones, but I mean, still, there's always this one big ass fish. You just go, dude, check out this fucking fish right here.
And it's usually a salmon.
Yeah.
Yep. No.
Everyone likes salmon around here for some reason.
Been there, seen it. Damn.
My family is super fond of salmon, but me, I don't know. Soul fish traps. You know what? Fine. Fine. Let's do it. Oh, what? They're behind us? That is the worst.
I can at least see, you know, these things being trapped since they are bottom dwellers.
I do like though that the fish traps apparently look different depending on what they were meant to catch in the game. That's some attention to detail there. So they just do a 3-point boat turn.
Best kind.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, in Scandinavia we do a lot of things with salmon. Like gravad lax.
Oh yeah.
Which seems to be every Swede's favorite. Me, personally, I can't stand it.
We have it over here as well. I like the general idea. Let's just bury this and see what happens. Oh fuck, we ran out of food, let's eat it.
Let's bring up the emergency fish. And the guy just goes out into the forest with a fucking shovel and digs it up. And you're like, really? Really? That was your plan?
I could see the need for it when there was no refrigeration. I mean, even though we basically have sub-zero temperatures for enough of the air to not need it all the time, but still.
Let's see, can I catch it? Can I catch it? Yes, I did. Damn. I'm the sweetest.
I like the name as well, though. It is buried salmon or dug salmon.
Graved salmon.
Graved. And we do, both of us, both of our countries do horrible stuff to herring.
Oh yeah. Oh, crap. Oh darn. I hit a fish trap. It's okay, it's not damaged, it's okay, it's fine.
By the way, do you have this thing as well where you tend to dry out your cod?
Ah, yes, we do that sometimes. It's not as common as in Norway, but we do it.
Because down here now, there's, you can just go into a grocery store and buy this dried fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have walls and walls covered in dried fish. And the entire idea is stupid. I mean, you dry the fish and then you have to leave it in water for a week before you eat it, unless or else you won't be able to.
I mean, it's not like it's jerky or anything. I mean,
no.
It's just a fish that you can't eat until you've soaked it and boiled it. What's the point?
Once again, in times without refrigeration, I see the point, but now, no.
Just medieval fish reenactors.
Yes. And then, for some reason, there's a huge export to Portugal. What?
Seriously, yes. Portuguese food culture in general is really weird, especially when it comes to fish. Because, as we all know, TM, my family has a house in a Portuguese fishing town where there's a crap load of fish. You just buy that shit off the street if you want. It's great. But apparently, according to the Portuguese, there is a just lack of fish because the Spaniards drive across the border in large lorries. And then they buy everything at the fish market early in the morning, and then they drive it back to Spain. And that's why there is no fish in Portugal. Them damn dirty Spaniards just steal it all.
And then they have to import it from Norway. Dried. Because they use it in their dishes.
Yeah, apparently.
Fishing just leaves the world confused, obviously.
Let's talk about the cod wars I was about to say.
And why are we even... I mean, fish are obviously not meant for human consumption. They are hiding under the sea, an element we are not meant to be in. I mean, how much more clear does it have to be that we are not supposed to interact with these things?
They're in the sea, we're on land, okay? You just have to accept fact. It's not for you. But then what about birds? I guess they do land from time to time.
Yes.
So I guess we just have to follow the birds until they land, and then, then it's okay.
Yes, or just eat flightless birds.
Well, we did that, and see what happened to the poor dodo.
Yep. That's what happens when evolution fucks you, basically. Oh, I have no natural predators. Let me just jump into this pot. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well, I don't know. Aren't there also just fish that just flop right onto land for whatever reason?
Yeah, they flop on the boats as well, some of them. Because they don't really pay attention to what's on the surface, and so they jump and then they land in the boat. The simplest form of fishing.
Well, either that or, I don't know, maybe they got one of those weird parasites.
There's a lot of scary stuff you can find inside a fish.
Like fish meats.
No, I'm thinking more of the diverse amount of parasites
I know.
and worms and random bullshit that live inside fish. And they aren't well equipped to remove any of it, so...
Let's get some swordfish. I'm basically saving up money for that strange looking boat, because I'm curious if that is... Oh wow, yeah, thanks. This is a perfect starting position game. Great, thanks. Appreciate it.
Oh, snap.
I'm gonna turn the boat. I love the crazy ass turns you can do if you just switch the propellers into reverse.
Yes.
The front of the boat stands completely still, while the rear just drifts into position. Not entirely sure that is physically possible, but I'm sure it can be done if you normally stop first.
No, no.
Maybe we're just that good.
Yes, we're just that good. Obviously.
Hey now. Not making fun of my fishing ability, are you?
No, no.
Don't step when it comes to fish, son. I'll hit you with my flippers.
What?
God damn it. You're slightly short. I'll have to do another round.
You know, it's times like this that I just wish that there were other boats around. That we could just ram right into them.
Just board them, take their fish. That always struck me as just a great history that more people should be aware of. The whalers in the southern hemisphere back in the 1800s would actually basically commit piracy, board one another and sink one another in order to get all that juicy whale oil.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that they actually went as far as to make illegal copies of fish.
Let's see how many extra kilograms we can get just sliding along. Yep. Yep. We got an additional 300 kilograms by not clicking back to menu. Wonder if we actually get the money for that. And we still don't have enough money. How much more do we need? Oh, do we? No. Yes, we do actually have enough. Hooray!
Hooray!
Let's buy this silly boat. So what do we name it? Elizabeth is a terrible name for a boat. Just look at what happened to the Queen Elizabeth.
What do we name her boat?
Now it's raining. I would totally download a fish, by the way. If I could download fish. Well. Right, so that's...
how about fishwares with a Z?
Oh hey, now we can do ground line.
Hey.
Let's try that out.
Yes.
Ground line, now that's how you get the real fish. And we start out with fish caught by not even moving.
Ground line is good. Wow, look at this boat.
Rum, 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 rum.
When your boat is this size,
Oh my god, it has a double horn.
double horns.
Now this looks more like the kind of small fishing vessel that I would expect to see around in these waters. Because the other ones are super small as well, but they look like they're from like the 1920s. Look at all that tasty fish.
Look at all them fish.
Sadly, I can't seem to bug the camera out right now to actually let us see the fish, but I assure you, they're down there. This thing looks so silly. It's a bit difficult to turn with this ground line behind us. Unsurprising, perhaps. Yes, let's just gently slide into this area and see what we can catch. Go fish. Interestingly, we're roughly halfway through the game at this point.
I like this simulator with very, you know, straightforward goals.
It's like a very large moped engine.
Joy.
There's a big gathering the fish right up there. Let's go get them. Alert the fish to our presence. Terrify them into submission. Sacrifice your firstborns to our nets.
Sure, why not?
Fish religion. Very difficult subject.
Yes, it do.
Guess depends on who you ask. Some people don't believe in it, man.
Some people don't believe in the great gods of the fish.
Can we pull it off? Oh, man. Seriously? 7 kilograms short. Well, time to turn around.
Here we go again.
Turning circle in this thing is terrible.
It is kind of put in charm, though, isn't it?
The silly thing is that you can't actually turn the boat at all unless you're holding either forwards or backwards. You can't turn in place.
Nope.
We will just slide through here at full speed. Catch all the yellow zones. Let's see how much extra fish we can pick up along the way. Not that much this time. Oh well. But okay, now we have used all the available fish tools, I think.
That's something.
Yeah. I've showed up basically all the content of the game. Is there no dynamite fishing, I was about to say. Oh well.
Cyanide fishing has always been my favorite.
T-abyss fishing. Well, I think that we can settle for that.
Yeah, probably.
Thank God.
How dare you. Another hour just for you, Shiny.
Yes, go. No.
Well, that was Open Sea Fishing, the simulator. And, yeah. Fish.
Fish.
We'll be right back.